Good morning, everyone. My name is Sakshi Soni, and I am a mining engineer at Mine Magma. As we all pray with crossed fingers that our current pandemic not to last long and the mining industry to get back to normal with new hopes, new targets, new assignment, and many more. This Saturday morning, I take the opportunity to welcome you all on the behalf of Mine Magma for an enthusiastic and brainstorming webinar titled Overseas Job Opportunities for the Indian Mining Engineers, Its Processes and Challenges. Before we get started, I would like to go over a few items so that you know how to participate in the event. The webinar will proceed with a detailed presentation of the title topic for about an hour, followed by the Q&A session. You may send your questions in the chat box at any time during the presentation. We will connect these and address them during the Q&A session. I request everyone to give a patient hearing. Please mute your mic from your end to avoid any interruption during the webinar. Now, without any delay, I would like to introduce our eminent speaker, Mr. Suresh Kumar Dicrews, who is the third generation in mining in his family. He is a diploma holder in mining and mine surveying, bachelor in mining, MBA in project management, a first-class competency certificate holder with domain expertise and experience of 11 years in open cast and 12 years in underground mining. He has been fortunate enough to work for more than a dozen countries across the globe. He has worked for the seventh biggest mine in the world, Freeport McMoran, in copper and gold deposit, and has engaged in exceptional assignment in Arizona, USA. He has also been exposed to work for a mine where there was a production of about 1 million ton per day of copper ore. He is also a council member of Carson and Lehman Group, New York. Now I request Mr. Suresh Kumar Dicrews to take over the command. Over to you, sir.
Once again, good morning. Welcome to Overseas Job Opportunity for Indian Mining Engineers, the process and challenges. See, this was a great platform for me to really come out and introduce myself and see that how our mining engineers, and it was something I can say you like a service to our nation, because my intention was basically to see that our mining engineers tomorrow, if they go to abroad, they should not come across any difficulties, which I have faced a little bit of difficulties. So I wanted to come out from that also. Right, next. So the content, what we are going to discuss today about, we are going to discuss something very related to what is the world mineralogy, especially with precious and base metals, and which are the countries who are doing the best in mining and how their reserves are. So next is what we are going to talk about is the mining companies across globe. There are how many companies, which are the best companies, which are the countries which we are. Then I was talking to Mine Magma also, and I was telling there are a lot of mining engineers who wanted to know really how they are come, because there are a lot of different between other courses and mining engineering. So I was thinking it's better I just give them the basic idea what a mining engineer supposed to do before coming out of college. Then I was thinking how we can go for the visa process. You know, how the visa process takes place and what and everything. Next, let's come to the salary package, perks, amenities, leave policy, etc. The last is, but okay, how to be safe from fake overseas job consultancy. See, these are things nowadays which is going on because of information technology. People have been fooled, people have been cheated, people have been taken money, and you know, like so many things happens. So I want it to be very clear what are the right path and method we can approach it. Next slide, please. Sudarshan, can we go for the next slide, please? Okay, so what we are going to talk about, the process, like passing out the mining engineers and the prerequisite. So student required to accomplish the first aid exam, because much of the student, what I've seen, see, I want now here to give you all a basic idea, even though this topic is something about overseas appointment, challenges and process, but to go into that path, you require to complete all this. So that's what I was telling. Let's go first, basic requirement, what is being required by the mining engineers, then we'll come to the foreign assignment. So I see much of the students who have not been completed their first aid, even though after being in the final semester. My dear gentle friends, you have to see that you have to join to a proper St. John's Ambulance Association, where it is established in 1912 in UK. So John Brigadier, which was established in 1928 in India, and you got a lot of centers, and the Delhi is the head office. So please, my request for you all as a student, please see that you join to a training center which they give impart training for 14 days, which 7 days is theoretical and 7 days practical. So you got to complete this first aid and see that you have these certificates. So initially what happens is you got a first certificate called senior, which is valued for 3 years. In these 3 years, probably after 2 years, you can reappear and complete your voucher. So voucher is which stands for validity for 5 years. Then after that, within these 5 years, you got to see that you are required to complete one more certificate called medallion, which is for lifetime. My friend, you have to see that you complete it in a proper center. I've seen a lot of students who have been rejected is because they had taken some certificate which was not being recognized. So I request all the students to please see that you join in a proper institution which is being recognized by St. John's Ambulance Association, and you get a right certificate. Next is what a mining engineer, see other courses like mechanical, electrical, computer science, they don't require, but we, see you got in 6th semester, when I was studying in 6th semester, there was called environmental engineering or environmental subject. So that comes into related to gas testing, which you required in 6th semester after age of 18, you required to apply for your gas testing examination and see that this is being conducted by Director General of Mine Safety at a different zone and region. And you require to complete this gas testing exam before you come out of your final year exam. And this requires is to accomplish one who is interested in underground mining. So I've seen a lot of my colleagues or friends who have come out from the college and still they are not able to get accommodated in any of the underground mining is because they are lagging because of gas testing examination. So you have to see that you accomplish your gas testing exam first aid before you come out of a college, so that exactly you can join as a graduate trainee. Next slide, please. Okay, so next is students. You have to understand, that is the reason I have come and boarded here, is you require to know what are the latest requirements of need of industries. I do understand some of the colleges and some of our subjects are nowhere related, because when I was doing theodolite was used in survey department or survey subjects, which today you have been used with DGPS, GPS, such auto levels, these kind of instruments. So please, you should see that you are well aware what is need. And I was also talking to Mine Magma to see that we also recommend some of the mining college, what are the latest information and digitalization is required for the courses. Okay, all students out from the college should be well versed with what softwares, MS Office, Excel, and Excel. See, you have to play with great formulas. My dear friends, you have to understand that you require to be very much in ITO. Like nowadays, everything is based on your computerization. So please understand, and you see that when you are in the college of final year or 7th semester, you see that you complete these kind of basic requirements. And I preferably strongly recommend you always have at your 7th or 8th semester to keep your personal laptop so that you become very proficient with your information technology. It is an added exceptional if you complete software like SARPAC, that is in Gemcom, data mine. This is 1 week or 10 days course training face-to-face. I have requested already Mine Magma to coordinate with Gemcom Calcutta, and I also know some people, and we'll see that. And once in 6 months, we are planning to organize at least one session, that is one period of course, maybe for 6 to 10 days, which you can enhance your software. So this, even though there are a lot of formalities, like you have to have a dongle, but you can at least learn the basic fundas of it, and which will be helpful for your future career. And especially will be very helpful when you are looking for abroad assignments. So in future, we'll also come through Mind Magma, and we'll try to organize JumCom, Sarpak, or Data Mine in Bangalore, so that it completely covers the South India. Because before we used to have some branch office of JumCom in Hyderabad, now it has been winded up and they are shifted back to Calcutta. So we'll see that. And students, I require you all, please see that you are very well versed, or you understand the basic of Sarpak and Data Mine. And there are some other courses like you got AutoCAD, Solid Edge, and all those things. So please keep a touch and always see that you are well versed with your information technology. And you should understand nowadays, before we were thinking of, oh, mining means it's only of shovels and pickas and something. No, nowadays you see in Freeport McMurrow, you can find a data scientist working for it. You got statistic, you got all the rounds. You got lot of things related to information technology, because nowadays you see Internet of Things plays a major role in mining. If you see a dumper operating and suddenly there is an engine heat, exactly it says you. So immediately it is being pulled out from the operation, it is brought back to the bay or workshop. So that is the way the mining is looking at. So everything is digitalized and things can happen in a very better way. So my friends, please see that you are very much well familiar with IT, IoT and digitalization and software. That is very much important. And we are also trying, and I've spoken to Mr. Nayak, that we'll be recommending the colleges to see that how they can enhance their subjects with more internet technology. Nowadays, you see smart mining solutions. Everything is like, not very much in India, but where I have worked, I've seen much of the things are there. It's all seamless. Everything is working seamless, and you can find what is the weather for afternoon, how much rain it is going to come. Whole wall of open cast mining is being monitored by Theodolite. Then in underground, if you talk about drones are being used, ventilation doors are being used with a computer so that it automatically closes. Then the speed of ventilation, the velocity of air, then what is the requirements of oxygen, everything is being automatic. So the smart mining solution is coming into market very much. So the better, the more you know about digitalization and something about software. Okay, see, I may go a little bit from the subject, but still what I'm trying to tell you is it's very good. And whatever I'm telling, it's from the ground, and you have to just please consider it. Even though our main subject talks about something about overseas, we are coming to that, but still I felt, no, it has to be told to every student of mining engineering, because tomorrow you should not go to abroad and suffer. And here also, there are certain paths which you have to follow, which I want to make you very well understand. So that is the reason I have asked Mind Magma, before going it, I want to tell our mining engineer what are the basic requirements before they come out of college. See, these are very Bibles for mining engineers. You have to understand, not only if you have in the 7th or 8th semester, but this is also very important for you to keep for your lifelong if you're continuing in mining engineering. Because this will, after your academic also, this is going to help you when you work on your ground. You know, Mine Act 1952, MMR 1967, Multiferous Mine Regulations, Mine Rule 1956, Indian Electricity Rule 1956, Coal Mine Regulation 1957 2017, Mine Vocational Training 1966, CRIT Rule 1966, Mine Rescue Rule 1985, MMRD 1957. So these are the books which always you should have. So when I used to see, and when I used to go to Ati Gold Mines and I meet my mine manager, always you can find one MMR and Mine Act book on his table. So my friend, this will be very helpful, and this will always keep as your reference. These books should be always with you, and this will also help you to complete your first class. I don't know how much of you all have, or you just borrow from a library, study for that period of time. No, these books are, you have to get it. But MMRD is much related to Indian Bureau of Mines. A person like RQ, sorry, RQP, a person who wants to become a recognized qualified person, then they are into that and all this. But still, as a mining engineer, you have to know this. You see? So next, I want to talk about when you are taking a training. This is very important. When you are taking a training, please, if you are being delayed also, do not worry. But you see a mine where a person of a first-class mine manager who has been appointed, then that mine should have 106 as per MMR's 1961. This open cut mine permission, HEMM, heavy earth moving machinery permission, they have to get. So if these two are there only, you're valued of your experience certificate, which is very much important for you. So I request you to please see that before joining a mine, you got to see that the mine has to these two requirements. If not, your value of your certificate is not going to be valued, because the DGMS has put very clearly that there should be a first-class manager who has a valued for first-class manager certificate and who has also taken an HEMM permission. So please see that these two are there, because after you working 1 year and you or 6 months, you come to know that there is no first-class mine manager or there is no HEMM permission for that mine, then obviously, definitely you are going to waste your time in that. Optional after success of your graduation. My friend, see, these are my personal opinion and assessments, but I can just tell you this, but if you have a better way of doing it, then you can do. But for me, I see, okay, one student who comes out, where to go, what to do. Then these are the tips of what I'm going to do. One who can attend for JEE or MTech, who's very much curiosity in doing higher studies or academic, like you want to join in National Institute of Rock Mechanics, or you want to become a faculty, or whatever research institution and all those things, and you wanted to do your higher studies and all those things, then you can go. That is one first priority. The second one, you have to join as a graduate trainee in a metal mine. It can be an open cast. The third thing is you can join as a graduate trainee in underground metal. So that can be for whatever it is, like, okay, I will tell you that. Then the fourth option is underground open cast or coal mine. So these are the 4 branches or tips you got where you can future your career. So one advantage here I'm going to tell you, once you join an underground metal mine, where you can also work in open cast. But once if you become a only open cast, that is called as restricted certificate of mine manager, then you are only able to work in an open cast mine. You cannot work in underground metal, nor you can work in coal mines. So next, if you work in underground metal mine and you take a second class or first class examination exemption certificate, then you can also work in open cast metal mine. So once you are come out with coal, then it is not advisable to go back to open cast or underground metal. So these are the 4 branches up to me, which I know it very well. Okay, next. Ladders. So I wanted to also tell you how to reach a mine manager level, because once you become a mine manager, that is the end of, yeah, say something like your career. Means career in sense like studying and what to do, what not, because after that you become a DGM, GM, and the executive director, whatever it is. So what I want is, like, once you complete your graduation, then you have 1 year experience, then you should have your valid first aid certificate. See, that is what I have seen a lot of persons getting rejected, is because they are not, again, I'm telling you, they are not taken the proper certificate from a recognized institution like St. John's Ambulance Association. Then you got, if you are going to go and apply for underground mining, then you should also have a gas testing examination. So after 1 year of experience, then you can apply for a second class exemption from Director General of Mine Safety. So you require first aid certificate in case of if you have only open cast. In case of underground, then you should have all 3, like 1 year experience, then you should have first aid, then you should have one gas testing exam. So this applies for both coal, metal, coal also underground. Additional 2 years experience you require, that is for 2. After completion of your second class exemption certificate, then you have to have 2 years additional experience to appear for your first class mine manager examination. Once you appear, now I come to know it's all been digitized and it's an online examination. So try to do all mock rehearsals and keep reading a lot of books, because the tips what I've seen is it's very near. The answers are very near. So example, I will tell you, like what is the requirements of mine ventilation? Every person working in a mine should be provided with 6 cubic meter of air per minute per person. So there will be 5, 6, 7. So these are very tips answers where you can sometimes make a mistake of instead of 6, you make it as a 5. Okay, next. Okay, important recommendation for mining engineers. So now we are basically coming to the international uh, opportunities and this one. So we are trying to strongly recommend you to complete your first class and move to abroad. If because I see a lot of my friends who are graduates and they have completed their graduation, then they started to move to abroad. But how they moved? They have been working for 5 years. They completed their first class. Then after that, they started moving to abroad. So how to move to abroad? I will tell you in that way. There are 2 ways to move to abroad, but which will be coming into coming slides. So it is always better to have 5 years of experience before moving to abroad. Why I'm telling you is, see, no country is going to accept you as a just fresher. That you should understand. That liberty is only one way. Another way is there, but which I will be telling you later stage. But if you wanted to go for an employment, please do not expect a fresher will be taken unless otherwise you're taken as a graduate trainee. Because every country in their own country, they got their own graduate trainee, which have been given regular and religiously they give very good opportunity for graduate training. That I have seen very well. Okay, and you don't expect too much of jobs for fresher without proper experience in India. Okay, now there are, I was talking about to you, in case of if you want to do an higher studies in overseas like Australia and Canada, these are very good country for mining engineers. See, there are other countries like America and Germany is there and other countries are there. But when you talk about mining engineers, these are 2 countries. Why? Because I will tell you. So usual career of view of mining engineers. Mining engineers, first choice, it should be always Australia, because once you complete, and second choice for higher studies should be for Canada. Why I'm telling is, see, once you go there and join, after completing of your, okay, whatever you call masters, then they provide you a free visa, permanent residence for 5 years. That is a great opportunity, but which is you cannot expect in other countries. But these 2 countries are giving you 5 years residential visa, where you can definitely search for a job. And there are great opportunities now coming for mining engineers. My friend, I can tell you one example. In the year of 1925, the gold of 10 grams was 18 rupees 25 paise. And today it's almost 48,500. So always you are choosing a right choice, be always positive, and there is a great opportunity for mining engineers. And presently it is boomed up like anything. Next slide, please. Okay, so we want to know which are the top countries doing very good mining. And see, Chile, you see, it's like when you see in the world map, it's like something like a Kerala, just a small portion. But they are doing very well in mining, and their whole GDP is depending upon their mining. Why? Because this gross domestic product is very much important for every countries. But when you see Chile, Australia, Peru, China is okay, different, but Brazil, these are the countries which are very much, South Africa also. These are the countries which are very much depending on mining. You know, sometimes like Zambia also in that case, because they are a very good producer of copper, and also Mexico. So when you see, when the trend of this mining takes place, and if the metal prices are very good, then that case, you can see that there is very good prospect for mining in these countries. Next slide, please. Next slide, Sudarshan. Sudarshan, can you hear me? Yeah. So you see in the world map, this is I've just put you a world map where you can just see Australia, China, Russia. See, China, you can say now they have come and they are not very professional way of mining, but uh, you can find them doing mining, but there are very traditional way and not that systematic. But other countries, when you see all other countries, they are doing marvelous job. You see now in South Africa, where they have an detachable winding engine, which in case of any emergency, they can bring that winding engine and install. It's like a big fire engine where they can lower a cage to up to 3 kilometers, 3,000 meters. So that is the way the technology you can find. And other countries are very well versed and very systematic way of mining. But you see South America, like Chile, Peru, Brazil, and Mexico, when you say a little bit of United States and Canada. See, when you say North and South America are very well in doing mining, and it's very systematic in doing their mining. And it's very interesting to do mining there also, because everything is digitized, very systematic. There is no any much of impact of environmental pollution. So they are very professionals. That's what I can say. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so when you see the world mineralogy, especially precious and base metals, why I'm going through all this? So when you get tomorrow an opportunity, when they say you wanted to go to UK, don't prefer mining unless otherwise, because UK is only based off only some consultant's office and head office. So they don't really do any actual mining. So you may have some placement of something like software companies or their corporate offices. These kind of office only you can find, and maybe some mining consultancy and something like that. So apart from that, there is no any actual mining. But you can find little bit of in Europe, like in Germany and other countries, like Poland also, they are doing very well, but they are not coming among these countries. So when you see how much, see, you have to find our requirements is almost 800 to 850 tons of gold per annum. That is the requirement of Indian consumption of gold. Maybe it is because of assets, jewelry. Nowadays they are using in medical and other, okay, whatever usage. But India's requirement is almost 850 to 900 tons per annum. But we are producing just 2 to 2.5 tons. That is what is Hatti Gold Mines is producing. You see, already BGML was closed in 2001, which was second deepest mine in the world. But now they are trying to revive, because NMDC wanted to take up that and see that if they can do something better. But it will all take some time. And you see our mill tailing, which is lying in KGF, which is around 32 million, which is having an average grade of 0.75 grams to 1.5 grams. Same thing, DRD, in the main heart of city in South Africa, they are doing heap leaching, carbon in leach. So the technologies come from Australia. They are trying to extract the complete gold, which were, because those days it was only James table and the processing technology was not up to the mark. So they used to call it as reducial, which used to go by cyanide as a waste. So you used to lose 2 grams, 3 grams, 4 grams, because in BGML, once upon a time, they were getting 70 to 80 grams per ton. So losing for them 5 to 10 grams was not a big issue. So that is the reason they used to live. And UK, they were ruling our country and they were not bothered. So when you see the same thing happened in in South Africa, but the government has accepted. Our government should come initiative, and I request Mine Magma also to come with this proposal. And this 32 million tons with 0.8 to 0.75 to 1.5 grams can be extracted. It is around 15 tons of gold, and the same fines can be added. And instead of we having a quarry, crushing it, drilling, blasting, crushing it, then you make an M sand. The same thing can be used as M sand. The same thing can be used as hollow blocks. So there is, and see, simply it is not only environmental pollution, it is also occupying huge area. The dust which is being carried from here to almost Dunbar, Bihar, the same dust. So this can be used. So that is the technology what we are seeing between Indian government and other, what you can say, call that Indian mining and international mining. So they are very fast. So almost they are extracting everything and they are using it. Okay. Now let us come. China is, so how much I was talking, India was producing about 2.5 to 3 tons per annum, but China is producing 380 tons per annum. You see, Russia has come now, but before there were other countries like South Africa were very well doing in gold. But Russia, see, and I will come back to other part of it, how the reserves have been calculated. I will tell you that will coming in upcoming series. But Australia, 320 tons. United States, see, United States, US, you know what is their bank reserves? They got 8,100 tons as a reserve. See, this is comes just to know what is your economic of country and all those things. Okay, that is a little bit more about economics, which mining engineers should not break our head. But what I'm generally telling you is the reserves in US bank is about 8,100 tons, whereas India is having about 650 to 700 tons. That is our reserve, what we got. And BGML has produced about 800 tons, which almost say 80% have been taken away by UK. Okay, whatever it is. Canada, 180 tons. Peru, 140 tons. Ghana. See, Ghana, once upon a time, it was called as Gold Coast. You can find there in on the streets, it's called alluvial mining. It is alluvial is nothing but, I just want to say, usually when there is a rain, wind, and all those things, by erosion, it comes and gets solidified and get accumulated. So that you can find very much. Now South Africa, 130 tons. Mexico, I don't know, nowadays Mexico is doing very good at mining. Brazil, you know, is doing 110 tons. So these are the goals. Now, when you come to silver, see, silver once upon a time, you can see 7 rupees per gram, 10 rupees, but today it is boosted up like anything. You should understand why. Why? Because I'm talking about this. You as a mining engineer, you should understand how much value you got as a mining engineer. What will be your future? So when you see this, Mexico is producing about 300 tons, 3,800 tons in Peru, China 3,000. So what I mean to say is silver, how silver is playing a major role today. You see, silver is boosted up like anything is because of solar system. Now, every solar panels are being used with silver plates. And that is the reason today you can find a lot of silver is booming up and all the mines have been opened, especially when you see Mexico, Peru, China, Russia, Poland. See, Poland also is come here, Australia and Chile, Bolivia, Argentina. Argentina is good at silver mining, and United States. So these are the companies which are coming up, and there is a great requirements for silver henceforth, and it will keep continuing. You see, now solar is going to become one of the renewable energy in future. So if people doesn't want to use, see, today if I invest about 2 lakhs, then I don't require to pay about 2,500 rupees electricity bill. This because just I put it on my house. Then so everybody in other countries are trying to use it as much as possible, especially in Africa also. Solar is becoming very famous and familiar. So obviously, then when it comes to silver, then you will be seeing that the metal is required in the market very well, and there is going to be a good price. Next, please. Okay. Well, okay. How much country? Which are the countries are world mineralogy, especially in precious and base metals? So you have to understand. See, please differentiate yourself. Which is precious and which is base. So one example I can give you: copper and gold, or precious metal. Sorry, gold and silver are precious metal. Other base metal like copper, zinc, lead, nickel. These are all base metals. So which are the countries where how much they are producing? You have to know all this. Is because tomorrow if you try to take an international assignments, you should know what it is. So copper, see, Chile. Chile, I was telling you, it's a small country, but they are producing about 5.7 million tons. Peru 2.2, China 1.7, DRC, you have to understand, DRC is having a resource of 24 trillions. So 1 trillion is 1,000 billion. So their assets is 24 trillions. But unfortunately, they are still on their what you call Stone Age. Country is not very well developed. Their government is not stabilized. But only you can find a lot of mining activities taking place, but because the way it's one of the world richest resource country, but unfortunately, the country is not very well developed. That's what I can say. Then you see copper, US is doing 1.2, then Australia, 8.7, Russia, Zambia. See, Zambia, you should understand why I'm giving you this tip is when copper price comes down, Zambia whole GDP will collapse. The country will face a lot of issues. The same thing with Mexico, but Canada, okay, they are doing 5.8. So when you come to zinc, China, Peru, Australia, United States, Canada, NER, now India comes. You should understand after Hindustan, zinc was taken up by Vedanta, they are doing well and they are producing good. So we are producing about 0.69 million tons per annum. So that is the Kazakhstan and Bolivia and Mexico. So here you can find one country in Ireland, which is, okay, next slide, please. See, why I was telling you is what we are talking today is not going to be talk about reserves, mineralogy, which country does what. See, Club of Roma, which was told in 1972 and forecasted that gold will run out of in 1981. That's what it is stated. Zinc in the year 1981. Oil will get completed in the year of 1982. So this was told by Mineral Plus Wills, if you see that book. So what you have to understand here is day by day the technology is getting improved. And you can see that there are many ways to identify, because you take example India, there are so many resources which has been unexplored. So whatever we are coming out with the mineralogy, assets and all those things is only by whatever they have done some exploration. But what about the country which have not done any exploration? So that is why you see the seeding of Russia is superseded with other countries, is because now they are finding a lot of gold and copper and other metals there. Next, please. Okay, see, there are top mining. Now you're coming basically with the top mining best companies in the world. You know, Glencore, their assets and the business turnover is almost 220 billion. BHP, there is 44 billion. Rio Tinto, China is Shanghai Energy, Anglo-American, then you got some Chinese company. Here you are getting Coal India. See, one company which is of India is doing about 16 billions per annum. That is their turnover, what they are doing. Then you see Freeport, McMurdo, copper and gold, they are doing about 15 billion per annum. So these are the turnovers, what they are doing in mining industries. And these are few companies which are doing very well in the world. Next, please. Okay. So when we see just resource, natural resource, what we got, I wanted to just highlight you all so that you all understand how much resource as per today. Because, but when you see that Wills of Mineral Processing, he has told the oil will get exhausted, but it's still going on. So whatever as per today, what we got, we are just given a figure, but this cannot be very much taken into consideration, but still we see. So Saudi Arabia, see, they are now coming into mining. Ma'adin mining is doing very well. They are into prospect, they are into copper, they are into gold. So there are other minerals also, but along with other mining activities. So Saudi Arabia is having about 34.4 trillion. That is the resource they have got. Canada 33, India 50, Russia 75, Brazil 21. So India, you see, we got a resource of 50 trillion. So I was telling you, 1 trillion is almost 1,000 billion. So this is the assets or resource what other countries have in the mining resources. So like Brazil, you got 21.8, United States 45, Venezuela 14.3, DRC, I was telling you, they have 24 trillion of resource and reserves. Australia. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, mining companies across globe. See, I was talking something about different of how much billion they are dealing, but you have to understand, and you are tomorrow aiming to go to Australia or Canada. These are the companies, definitely you can find them, like Glencore, BHP, Rio Tinto, China Singa Energy, Anglo American. Then, okay, these are some coal, Freeport McMurray, Nevada Copper, Kinross, Vale, Barrick Gold, New Mountain, Extra, Vedanta. You have international also, tech resources. So these are one of the best mining companies where you can find in world. So there are other lot of companies are there, like Madin also, when you take in Saudi Arabia, they are also doing well. But I've just picked up to know, make you all familiar, which are the best mining company in the world. Next, please. Okay. I want to just to know, tell you like which are mining companies which are doing in abroad, and not very much companies which I know very well. Like you got Vedanta Resources Zambia, NMDC, even though it's a government company, but they got companies in Australia. They are doing somewhere in Zambia and some other places also. Coal India also is trying. Then you got one private company called Ashapura. So these are all companies of Indian origin who have been doing some minings in abroad. Next, please. Okay, so Mr. Sudarshan was suggesting me to come out with this exchange certificate and how this exchange certificate is working. But as we have already recommended you, it's always better you work for 5 years in India, then you acquire your first class mine manager certificate, then you go, then you search for your job or whatever it is. Why? Because we are telling some or other cases, if you find, okay, you are not able to accommodate, because when you see this Kazakhstan and other things, you may get an opportunity, but the temperature is minus 20. So sometimes you will have a great challenge in your health factor. So that you have to understand, and always to be safe before you leave India. So that is why we recommend you, better you have 5 years of experience, complete your first class. Then you can see that you move out to abroad countries. And if you're not comfortable, then you can definitely come back like me, who I am here, and see an opportunity. That's not a problem. So what I'm telling, some point of time, sometimes like it's pandemic, or due to natural calamities, or due to environmental issues, or due to there are so many reasons, like unrest country, maybe political issues. There are so many things. So you can be very certain in abroad appointments and other things. Okay, I do understand that Australia and Canada are better countries where you cannot find all such things, but always it is better you be safe. Okay, when we talk about this exchange certificate, what you have to do is, first you have to, before going, you have to see that you are going to go and register yourself. But probably we are also recommending to the director of mine safety to keep this online. So there is a format that you have to fill it and say that, okay, I'm going to go to abroad for this country and this company, and these are the things which, so there is some format there in director of mine safety office. So you inform them and go. So you have to inform before 6 months and see that, but they were telling they wanted to give you training before you go, but now it is not there. But what you have to do only is you have to get yourself registered, and when you come back, you can bring back that certificate and you can exchange, which only it can be helpful for you when you wanted to apply for an examination. And if you are not completed your first class, in that case, it is going to be helpful. If not, you can keep it that as your experience of abroad. Next, please. I can see some lot of questions coming up. Sudarshan will handle that, and we can definitely help you, my friend. And especially who are seeing opportunities in abroad, always you are welcome. I have got vast experience. I have faced enough problems. I have also successful very much. My limits was peak, so I can definitely help you all. Is because I don't want our mining engineers to get yourself stuck, to get yourself cheated. No, you being Indian, and I definitely want to help you all. So anytime you can bounce back to me through my email or whatever it is, and I can definitely guide you and see that if your opportunity is right or wrong, and I can come out with clarification, and I'll give you a genuine feedback so that it will be viable for you. Next slide, please. Okay. Prerequisite for mining engineers. Okay. When you wanted to go out, what are your requirements? As I told you, see, repeatedly I'm telling you, better, please, stay back in India, try to work in India for 3 to 5 years, obtain your first class is always good. But there is another one option also, which I will tell you. Okay, first and foremost, you have to be very healthy and fit. If there is any issue with your health, better get treated in India and proceed. Please do not try to take a chance and you want it, because sometimes you are very anxiety. Curiosity makes you to go, and if you get an opportunity, then it is a big issue. So India is very cheap, best in medicals. So better you have to see that you get yourself treated and go. The first point. The second is you got to be fluent in English. See, now there are online classes, how you got to pronounce yourself, and you have to be very fluent in English, because internationally, if you are good at English, definitely you can manage. You don't require to be anything, because almost all much of the countries and mining sectors, or majority, at least in the corporate and top levels, because usually any of experts are called who have come from different country and working for their country in any mining industries. So usually almost 90% or 95% of experts are well versed with English. So if you are not that good in English, please make sure you are very good at English. Then if you have an opportunity and you are trying to go to Africa, then majority of countries are which French, excuse me, French. So French is almost like when you take DRC, they talk French. When you take Senegal, they talk French. When you take Sierra Leone, okay, that is English. When you take Guinea, so there are majority of countries. In Canada also, 50% you can see a lot of people talking French. So if you get an opportunity and if you can learn French, then it is an added advantage for you. And you nowadays you got online classes where at least basics you can learn, and which will be helpful you. Must be talented in, as I was talking, in software. Please learn, try to learn AutoCAD. Do not sit idle, please. If you are completed your engineering, or during your engineering at the final or 7th semester, please, my request to you all is to please join some software courses. And we are also trying our college to tell them, see that they also impact some software training, is because which is very much important. I do understand some of your friends are just now working in underground mining and going, coming back. Yes, that will be there. That is all initial stage. But one point of time, definitely this will be helpful. And we have already discussed about Surpack, data mine, and Mindsight. These are softwares. See, one more you should understand. Each country has their preference of softwares. When you go to Australia, they'll say we are using majority is Surpack. When you go to US, then you can find Mindsight, because each big developed countries, they got their own software. When you see equipments, wherever the American companies are there, you can find a lot of CAT equipment playing. They will never prefer any other equipment except CAT, because they want their country GDP to be improved. So that is the way they look at it, and they are infrastructured themselves into every aspect of it. So when you take US, they use Mindset because their own company isn't there. Okay. So always it's good when you wanted a merit scholarship, you require to score well in your academic. So please make sure that you score well so that it's always good. And you have to accomplish IEL, TOEFL, GMAT exam. These are going to be for higher education in case if you want to do your master's or higher education in other abroad countries. See, these are online tests, but basically it is called as international language, international English language test system, okay, TOEFL and GMAT, all these are based on English. So how you speak, how you write, and how you present yourself this is what the test about. And if you wanted to do your higher studies in abroad, then you got to require to complete this uh, basic examination. After completing this, then you are eligible. So basically it all says that you have to be fluent in English. And if you have an idea of, or like you are in curiosity that you wanted to do your higher education, or you're looking for you're looking for any abroad opportunities, when you're free, you can apply after 18 years or after 21, whatever it is, after 18 also, please apply. You will get, because nowadays passports are online, you just apply within 15, 20 or 1 month, you get your passport. So do not rush when you are in need of it. When you're free and you can apply, just apply and keep yourself. Okay, if you're looking at, you wanted to do your higher education and you wanted just finance from, so Empower Financing Company is there. I have given you the website, and Sudarshan also can help you. They are the people who really go on less interest for your financial, but you got to shell about 50 to 60 lakhs. That will be your cost of your expenses for your higher studies. So you have to be prepared well yourself. And if you want, these are the company which they try to finance for your higher education. One more thing is, like, if you are good at your marks, and there are some colleges which they give some scholarships, sponsorships, you can also try in that way. Or if you want, there are some nationalized banks which they give you loans for higher studies. So probably the range of your expenditure for these 2 years will be about 50 to 60 lakhs. But there are people, I've seen them doing some part-time jobs and earning little bit of cuts for their expenses, and that is the way it goes. So, but for mining engineers, I think so. Once you complete, there are great opportunity for you all, because you will be given 5 years residential visa. So you can try a job and see that you can get in a very good placement. I will talk to you about the salary part and how you will get on into. Okay. So I was already talking about one more opportunity is the immigrant visa. So this immigrant visa is nothing but what happens is, like, one way you can apply for a higher education and you get your visa. That is not a problem, that you've got certain few agents who are into process of you and all those things. So you can, it's always better you go directly to Canadian Embassy website. You can go to Australian Embassy website, immigrant website. You will get very easily. You don't require, if you are very good at your browsing and all those things, you can find, keep on reading it. Definitely you can pick it up. So what I mean, there only you can go. So this, what I was talking about, this immigrant visa is, okay, they will have 100 marks. So 100 marks is given for you to apply for a immigrant visa. So what are these visas? So this visa, okay, what is your age? What is your qualification? What is the assets you got in India? How much year of experience you got? How fluent you are in English? So there are so many marks kept here. And if there are any of your relative staying in that country. So like this, you got all criterias and everything, there is given some marks. So if you have scored well, 70% above, this much of marks. So, okay, you're good in sports, this much of marks. Okay, your relative is this much of marks. Okay, if you're married, then if your wife is qualified and educated, this much. So they have get all the criterias. So if you add these criterias, then if you score, they will keep as 60 marks as the minimum or 50 marks as the minimum and remaining. So the more you score, the opportunities are great. So after this, then you apply. then you have to also complete your GMAT, TOEFL exam, that is IETLS. These exams also, along with that, you should complete and you apply. Once you apply, then they scrutinize you. Then if you're eligible, then they give you a permanent visa for 5 years, permanent immigrant. So keeping this immigrant, then you start applying from India. Or if you have a friends or family, you can go back, go to that country, wait there and apply. Why I'm telling you is, if you have this immigrant visa, definitely there is an opportunity for you to get a job very easily. And I've seen a lot of my friends who have done this. And if you go to not only this country, if you go to any other country, you can also apply, and you see that you will have a better opportunity. And I've seen a lot of my friends are already immigrant, or maybe after 5-10 years, not 5 years, it's 10 years or something, then you get a permanent resident of that country. So this is another way where you can go to abroad. Next slide, please. So various job protocol which is listed in international mining. Yes, see, you go to this website, they give you how should your CV be, what are your interview questions, how should you appear, and you also have job opportunities. That is a very good mining website. Then you got mining recruitment job.com, Seek. Seek is one more Australian. You get hundreds and thousands of job daily. And you, my friend, to be you as a mining engineer, I will tell you, you are taking a right decision, because there is a great opportunity. Next to electrical engineers, mining engineers are paid highest in the world as of today. You know, then you got cstalent.com, camining.com. These are some of the job opportunities you can browse into. Then you got jobtech.com. Then you got CAG, global talent.com. So these are the job protocol you have. And I have also given you, which Mr. Sudarshan will be sharing with you all, some of the mine management. So you don't require anything for this. Please, WWIGO, that is International Governmental Organization, something for Australia. They keep on giving some mining news. This miningmagazine.com, please get yourself registered. You will get the emails regularly, what is going on all over the world, which are the company, what they are doing, and what else, and other things. So this Mind Magazine, you can get yourself. See, these are all I'm telling a person who are anxiety or having an ambition of going to abroad, then definitely you can get into all this, and this will help you. And this other website, what I was talking, please go to ACE. That website is very helpful for you, because how you have to create your CV, what are the questions you'll be usually asked, how you have to present yourself, all those, really it is very interesting, and it will be helpful for you. Next slide, please. Okay, visa process. See, visa process usually done by company. That is one case if you get an appointment order. Second thing, that is by immigrant. What I was telling you, you get your undermarks, you do your GMAT, TOEFL exam, then you apply. The government only will send you then immigrant visa, where you have to take your ticket and fly. One option. Second option, you can apply sitting at India, saying that they will ask you particularly, have you got a permission to work in our country? You say yes, then you are eligible, then you can apply. These are the two options. Okay. Oh, you have to see here only, it's very tricky. Must ensure that you get an employment visa. If a good company will definitely make process an employment visa if it is 2 or 3 months also. Do not take a chance and go, and there are some companies which will say you, they take a visit visa. They will send you a visit visa, or they'll say, okay, you come down here, visa on arrival, like you say Uganda. Uganda is a country where you don't require any visa, because for all Indians, you can go, just go like that without any visa, because there are 50 to 60 countries in India, in world, or maybe now it's 75, 80 countries, or there where you can go directly without any visa requirements. So do not expect if you're going for tourism, If you're going for any other job, then it's okay. But if you're going for employment, it is a duty and responsibility of a company to see that they provide you an employment visa. So there is a great doubt if they tell you to come by visit visa and they say, okay, we process it, then it is an issue. So it is not sure. Again, then it is a visa on arrival. You come down, we'll say, no, it is not going to be possible because your visa on arrival, it is only for tourism or visit, whatever it is, it's going to be only for just 3 months. Then after that, what you're going to do? Then they'll say, we'll apply a visa for you. It is getting delayed, all those things. So do not get yourself trapped. Please be careful. So there are other options. Get yourself registered near embassy once you land in the country. So that is a good option so that your country embassy knows that you're here in this country. Never give your passport to any company. So any company who's asking your passport means they're doubtful. So tomorrow, if in case of an emergency, then it is an issue. You have to ask them and all those things. And usually a good company will never ask you your passport because it is your right that you should keep your passport. You see Australian, Canadian, American, they will never give their passport to anybody. They will say, this is my pass. I will not give this to anybody else. But that way you have to see. And once, if you are not asked any passport or anything, then you should imagine, yes, this company is something with the high standard. Then it's always good. You please see that you go to the website of the company and see and browse it, see what are it, how is matching between. Efforts should be made to have an Indian community friends. That is always good. At some point of time, definitely they'll be helpful for us and you can become helpful for others also. So always try to see that you make some good friends and find out where are Indians. Definitely never trust a stranger. See, my friend, don't think that fellow is from this country. He will come and say, my friend, you have come from India. India is a good place. And you see that we are going to help you. You have come to our country and all those things. Keep away from all this. You have to be yourself restricted. Do not venture out. Do not go in uneven times if you're going to abroad. Please, you have to be very careful because you'll be very badly bullied. So you have to keep, and only you have to see that. And always it is good if you have your friends, you go to college, you talk to your faculties, and there will be already some alumni students who are already working. Say that if I'm going for Canada or Australia, sir, any of them. So you will have, at least you can take their contacts, contact them, see that if they can help you out. That is very good way. So please do not get yourself excited, get yourself trapped. Okay. And you can always, once you land up in your country, say you land up in Oman, and you can go to Indian Embassy Oman website. They will give you clear cut what you have to do, how you have to do everything. Because every Indian embassies in all other abroad countries, they got their own website and they will give you all the instructions in case of any problem, in case of you have lost your passport, in case if you have any issues or if you want any help. There are helpline numbers which will help you, and definitely you can get contacted. And definitely now, after late Miss Sushma Swaraj coming into Indian embassies in abroad countries are very well doing. They are helping Indians and it is really good. Next slide, please. Okay, what should be a package? Welfare amenities and leave policy, etc. My friend, if you are just going and if you have an year, 5 years or 3 years of experience and you got a passport and you're completed a first class, I'm repeatedly telling, please do not take a chance, and unless otherwise you get a best opportunity, complete your first class and move. That will be always good. Or at least, okay, if you are very anxiety and you wanted to go, at least take your experience of 3 years, apply for your exams. You can come and apply online, and when you come for an exam, complete it, go back, at least do that. But do not just stay back, because I'm repeatedly telling you, once you get yourself stuck by not attending your first class or not having enough experience, then it is an issue. It will take you a long time to complete your first class. So please, I request you all, see that you take your at least minimum of 3 years experience, take your eligibility, and see that you apply for exam online, come back once in 6 months, or because our exams are happening once in a year, definitely you can match yourself during your exam time and come appear for exams and complete it and move forward. So initially you're basically what you can be like $3,000 to $5,000. That is today's salary. You can say about 2,25,000. But I will tell you one thing. There is one formula, thumb rule. Anything you get an opportunity after 5 years of experience and you get it should be minimum of 1:3. If you are getting 1 lakh in India, you should get 3 lakhs. My friend, that is the way the ratio works. And after maybe 10 years, 12 years, you can get $12,000 to $15,000, which is coming out in 8 to 9 lakhs, whatever, after your 10 years of experience. But what I mean to say, do not try to go for lesser salary. You have to compare always your country, your home country, something very different. You will have very peaceful of minds, and always your second citizen. You think whatever you do, you even though get your citizenship also, but something is not as you are going to be in India. You're going to deploy your family. If you are married, sometimes if you don't get your family opportunity, then your socialism, your people, your language, your country, your hometown. There are so many things you will be sacrificing. So do not, if you are getting 1 lakh in India, do not go for 1.5 lakhs to abroad. No, I don't, in my personal view, I don't like to advise you unless otherwise, if you at least have 3 times, if you're getting 1 lakh, you should get 3 lakhs. And if you get 5 lakhs, it's well and good. If you get 4 lakhs, it's well and good. Okay, so if a good company, definitely traveling expenses should be bared by company. Accommodation, food, transport. My friend, I will tell you one of my example. When I got appointed in Freeport McMurrow, but it has taken 3 months, the total process. First, there will be a company, HR will call me, then he says, okay, hiring manager wants to talk to you. Then he doesn't come back to me at all. Then I waited, then I too just left it. Then after 3 months, he came back and said, are you still available in job market? Are you interested? Because my hiring manager is interested to talk to you. I said, go ahead, no problem. Then they fixed me an online meeting. We had a talk, everything. Immediately he decided, okay, you come to site. So they arranged me everything. I went there. All the expenses were bared by the company, including flight ticket, business class, whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. And okay, and they did not come out with the results. They said, okay, we'll tell you and we'll inform you. And then I came back, I continued with my work. So after that, there was one more person who was not in the station. They tried to arrange one more meeting with him through online. Okay, that also finally I got through. All of a sudden, one fine day, I got an offer stating that, Mr. Suresh, you have been selected as the chief mining engineer. This is your offer letter. Oh, that was dream come true, See, what I'm telling you is, once you get your offer letter, after that, nothing you require to do. You see my one after the one after the one after the, everything email. There is an email from immigration, passports. One fellow is telling, submit your certificate. One fellow is telling, okay, whatever packages you wanted. Another one is telling, these are the company's rules. I want to send a bunch of brochures to you. Send me. So one of about 12 to 13 emails I got. And one email which I can still remember is from KPMG, taxation. So she calls, she says, sir, I'm Seema calling from KPMG. What I said, sir, your taxation, you have to spare me 15 minutes time. I want to tell you about the tax. See how well the companies are organized. So these are the process which takes place in international, well, good companies. And I always request you to go to such good companies. And that is the way it goes. So after that, one after another, flight tickets, everything is organized. So you can just see how the company works. Okay, how are the companies? Accommodation is given, food is given, transport. Nowadays, mining companies, my friend, every company, it isn't like in bond. Accommodation, transportation, food, good, everything is given by company. Nowadays, there is very few you can find with the family accommodation. What has happened? A lot of companies are losing good mining engineers. good process engineer is because why is like they are facing problems because of families, because of family, because of families, they are not able to accommodate there. See, suddenly you go to Africa, that will be a good company, but unfortunately, you don't have proper education children, education for children. In that way, he's trying to give up his job. So company doesn't want to lose. So nowadays, what has happened, there is very less way for family accommodation. So one way they are trying to do is they are trying to give you 3 times tickets in a year. Once in 4 months, you can come, stay with your family for 20 days, then go back, or 15 days. So this is one way. And another way is you got this yearly 30 days paid leave with the family. Okay, that is one way. Another one is called lately, which has been uh, what is called fly in, fly out. See, this is very important. Fly in, where I was working for an American country, where they gave me fly in, fly out. So I was there working for 8 weeks and flight ticket given for 3 weeks. So happily, I used to come and see that I used to be for 3 weeks in India. So sometimes it is flexible. It all depends upon your supervisor, that is your manager, whoever, whatever it is. So now the funda of coming is, if you get a good opportunity and it's a good company, 8-3-12-4 means 12 weeks works, 4 weeks off. So you are happily staying with your family in India, your home country, like me, and I keep traveling. So that is the one way of opportunity which is coming into mining industries. But remember, when you are in, fly out, there you have to work 12 hours a day, but not maybe 12 or 10 to 12 hours or something like that. So these are the 3 options what you get when you get your accommodation or package, whatever it is. Next slide, please. Okay, minimum and maximum age. See, minimum is 18, but younger, okay, if I have gone or you are gone and you have got settled and or you are working, in that case, you can take your son, put him in higher education when he's in SLC, but usually nobody does that. But anybody who wants to have an opportunity of going to abroad must have definitely above 18 years is ideally good. But you can also go for a lesser age, that is not a problem. Okay, what will be your maximum age? 45 for immigrant. See, this 45 is, your 45 is, what I mean to say is for immigration visa. If you want to apply for Canada or Australia or something, US something, you are not eligible. Your cutoff age is 45. But for employment, yes, you can apply to a better company if you are working in a good company and where you got an opportunity. Then there are some lagging skills workers in Canada and Australia. Now see, there is a great shortage in Australia and Canada for mining people. So there is a great trend for Australia and Canada, and whoever is in mining, they can definitely see that they get a very great opportunity. So that way you have to understand what is the age you have to be. And ideally, what I was telling you, if you complete your engineering, stay for 3 to 5 years, your age of this one for applying should be, or like 26 to 27, something between 25 and 30 years is a quite good years for you to go to abroad. Next slide, please. Okay, yeah, this is very interesting. I see a lot of people getting cheated, fake, and that is what we are coming into. My friend, that is the reason today I'm here, because I don't want our Indian citizen. That way I'm very patriotic and I don't want you all to get yourself suffered, because I seen few are being got caught and stuck. There are a lot of fake overseas consultancy, which the first thing when he asks you money, first you have to reject. A person who asks you money, none of the mining companies will never ask you any money. And there are some companies which they try to see that ask you money, then you have to reject, because there are some good company which they may take some fees, but that will be at the last stage. One who asks at the first, foremost, you reject it. Then, see, your offer letter should be from a proper HR, email, company's email, and with his email ID. Preferably, it should be with a company letterpad. That is very much important. And the offer letter coming from a company website and webmail email is very important. Always, it's good to refer and take advice from an individual who are working in the same country. That is exactly, you can find out if your person is being offered in Oman and it's for some quarry company or whatever it is, then definitely if you have any friends, you have any seniors. So that is what I'm going to board into, and I'll be coming into Mind Magma. And anytime you can give a call and send me an email, definitely I will help you all. And I'll see that I can assess, I got that capability caliber where I can assess this company can be good, this company you can join, what are the advantage, what are the disadvantage. Definitely I will help you all, because if it is something in India, then you can take a chance, but taking chance in abroad and you get stuck is very difficult. You know, I will tell you one example. One of our mining engineers has gone for $3,000 with say 10 years experience in DRC. You know, today the same fellow of South African, he's getting $8,000. He's totally disappointed, and he is doing a better work than that South African, excuse me. But still he's been paid less. Now he wants to come back, but the company is not ready to leave him. So because they have invested so much of money on his visa, process, tickets, and all those things. So that way, please, you see that you take always some reference and you see that it is a properly advised and you can move. Always take a consult with the senior faculty in college where you studied, because all definitely you will find some of the colleges who have their good alumni, and that's what we are also requesting, to form some international alumni groups so that they can, in case of such kind of job protocol, or if they require some mining engineers, if they or someone has a opportunity, then definitely they can just bounce back to them, and definitely who are in abroad can advise you better. Next, please. Okay, so always consult a senior through college. That is good for you. Always be good to move through known source for abroad assessments. Yes, exactly. You have to see that once you get an opportunity, or if you are there for anything else, then definitely you have to see that you catch hold of someone, you come to some seniors and see that if there are any person who are working in that country, and you can just send their whatever the documents, then he can give you a better suggestion. Get an advice from experts in legal opinion. That's what we want to, trying to open a shell in Mind Magma for especially advising the international opportunities and what, because we are practically experienced, we know what's going on, and we'll definitely tell, okay, which is good and which is not good. The company rates good provides expenses for, okay, you have to understand this instance, like if it's a good company, definitely they will take all your expenditures. They will never tell you to see that, okay, you spend from your pocket and then you come, then we'll pay you. No. If it's a good reputed company and a big company, from the day you step out from your house for whatever the purpose, maybe for an interview or for a whatever, like an appointment or a site visit, whatever it is, definitely they will be taking care of you, everything. Okay, what you should not do, never believe to random calls or email who go through trustworthy sources. So always do not believe in some fellows sending an email. You will not know you at all. He might have sent you directly offer letter. I mean, how can you send me without interview and everything? It's so strange. And people get believed in that. And if they say, okay, you're paid $15,000, $20,000, then they try to trap you and goes on and you lose some money. Never believe to open an email with direct offer letter. That's what I was talking about. Never believe to an email with improper address and company email ID. So these are the tips for you, which you have to be very careful in yourself. So never believe to all such things. And I'll tell you, my friend, within one point, if you just try to refer me, I can just tell you, we got such an expertise that we can say, oh, this fellow is a fake, it's a real one. We got that much. So we advise you sincerely, you get into contact. This is my social service to all our Indian citizens, that our citizens should not get trapped in international countries. But definitely, I will help you all. I will say and advise you on the right path. And last but least, my friend, if you pay money, you're trapped. So I've seen so many people getting trapped. So that way, please do not give any money. And that is your weakest point. Once you are given, see what happens here is, like, you try to give money and you're given 50,000, 1 lakh or 2 lakh. Then because you don't want to lose that, then he is going to force you and going to come to you in a different way and say another 1 lakh I want. Then you think, I have already given you more, 2 lakhs. So what to do to recover that, or to see that that 2 lakhs is being utilized for my opportunity? Then you trapped with another 1 lakh. So don't ever pay any money to anybody. And especially mining never takes not even rupee. If they are taken, then it's something fly in, fly out. So when my manager goes on leave, I used to be a mine manager, and presently is an CEO in Nevada Copper, where they are producing about 100,000 tons per annum. So I was just saying that we have come across so many expertise. I have worked with the different kind of people like Australian, American, South African, then Zimbabweans, then Australians. So different country people we have worked. We have got very well experience, and like Middle East, Oman, Dubai. And when you talk about Africa, like Zambia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Zimbabwe, these are the countries. And everywhere you go, you can find some lot of different character of people. So always you have to be to yourself. Do not move out anywhere. Be to yourself. Try to take some guidance. Find a good friend of Indian who can help you. Next slide, please. Okay, so I just wanted, when you are having an opportunity of going and you are thinking of going to abroad, see how's the equipment place. This is a loader which can just take it. It is about, say, about 23 cubic meter, one scoop, because that dumpers what we are using is about almost 450 tons. And in a day, that's what it is, about 800 to 1 million ton a day production. So I just wanted to go around, go along and see a glance of what are the equipments, how they are used. So you can see some of the mines, they're all huge mines and very well established. And if you really get an opportunity, then definitely it's great for you. And really, I will tell you, mining engineers are great from India. And wherever they go, I've seen some of you mining engineers who are gone with this immigrant visa or through higher studies, they are gone. And after that, they are joined mining. And they are extremely doing very well, especially with information technology, softwares and other things. So that is what I keep telling you all. Be always very well versed with software so that it can be helpful for you. Next slide, please. See, now the process, the total process is changed in international level. They are nowhere now trying to do crushing, all those things. Now this is called as leaching, which is new technology. See, you can see the pipes and everything. They just lay down the ore, then they fix this 6 inches pipes or 4 inches pipe with all drip irrigation. It's something like a drip irrigation, what you see in the agriculture. Then they pass on these acids, and finally you see here, you can collect it in the pond. So this is taken and done with electrowinning method or solvent extraction. So nowadays the crushing, dishing and all is coming down very quite, what I can say, very less, because this latest technology, by passing through these chemicals, so what happens, this chemical try to suck the mineral whatever is in the rock, then it comes and goes to the settling pond. from here it is being pumped to some of the metallurgical process area, like where you call it as electrowinning, and also one more is called solvent extraction. So the same thing also is done into gold. What I'm talking is about uh, copper, and the gold also, it is like illusion, electrodes, carbon in pulp. All these are new technologies which are come. Okay, so this is one rope shovel, P&H, which can just, this is the way they load, and here you can see the dumper, which is of 460 tons per trip. Next slide, please. See, now, why I was showing this, the technology has improved a lot. You can see some gadgets being fixed here. So if it's going to be raining and thunder, what where we are mining engineers, why we should concern about rain if it rains? No. Why is this? This gives an indication so that today's blast is being cancelled, because they don't want to take an opportunity and see that if there is any thunders and lightning tomorrow, there should not be any accident because of blasting. And you can see so many accidents have been taken place, somewhere in Ramnagar, another place. People were loading and suddenly 8 people died. Is because tender time, they were doing loading and suddenly tender came, and it was like because of lightning it got burst. Sorry, the explosive got ignited and got blasted and 8 people died. So these are the gadgets. What I can see, one I'm holding, it's called the latest equipment called Tulip. See, before putting the explosive, they try to put this and see that they are trying to use the technology in a maximum way. So when you try to use this, one is the advantage, you have less very good fragmentation, less vibration, less sound, and there is no toes. This is especially for open cast mine. So there are a lot of latest technology, and they keep on researching a lot. So that is what I want to tell you. Here you see here towards left corner bottom where I'm showing my cursor. Here a theodolite is fixed and it is 24/7. Always it keeps rotating and monitoring the wall. So if there is any 1 centimeter move of wall, definitely it gives an alert to the complete mine manager and safety officer, whatever it is. Here you see a person, it is called dispatch system. Everything is monitored in one room. You know what is the work taking place, what is the waste taking place, how many dumpers are there. Here it is, see, if you have 2 excavators and 10 dumpers, sometime in some places you can see one place standing 6 dumpers, another place standing 3 dumpers, sometimes 4 dumpers are standing in a queue for one excavator, another excavator will be idle because they don't have dumpers. So what happens here, the dispatch system in a way it works, when a dump is dumped in the dump yard, immediately it assigns you where the dumper has to go to which excavator. So in that way, the production is improved, the time consumption and time utilization is taken very perfect. The same way you can also monitor here in the monitor that if that fellow is supposed to take a ore of ore extraction, exactly it is. So in that way, the total mine is completely monitored by dispatch system. And he is a main person who, I'm just telling you, but even though with that one person, the whole mines, which is producing about 800 to 1 million ton. So that is what I'm telling you, how the technology has been improved. Next slide, please. Okay, now it's a Q&A session. And Mr. Sudeshan, you can help me with some of the important questions. And I'm ready to answer all the questions, provided we can see that you can send an email and I can sit a day and reply to all the questions. But Mr.
Yeah,
Sudeshan,
sir, just a minute, sir. Before before
for
question and answer session, we have a announcement, small announcement. Yeah, Sakshi, please.
Your presentation was so incredible that I am finding difficult to get the right words to express my gratitude on the behalf of all the attendees. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
And now I request
Thank
Mr.
you.
Darshan, Project Manager at Mind Management Control.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sakshi. Sir, here there are few questions which is
Okay.
pertaining to the job opportunities, and
Mhm.
hereby I would like to convey a message to all the participants who are here that if you have any specific question related to the job opportunities, just raise your hand or just put a message in a chat box so that the Suresh sir can answer that.
Mm.
Yeah, sir. Meanwhile, we'll see a question
Mm.
saying that what is the, yeah, it is from Rajiv Lochan.
Mm. Okay,
What
forget
is
about
the,
the name.
yeah,
We'll
yeah,
see what is the question.
okay, what,
Somebody, okay, I will answer. Somebody who was asking, is it
yeah,
there is an opportunity for diploma holders? My friend, I sincerely request you because I'm also like you. And what I can say, Sudarshan knows when I completed my graduation. So for abroad assignments, always it is good if you have a graduate because some of the countries are only accepting a graduate, not a diploma holder. So I strongly recommend you to do your graduation and move forward. Thank you.
yeah. So
Yes.
tell me the German mining companies.
See,
How many? Yeah,
German, see, why I have not gone for German? Why I have not gone for Europe? See, Europe is something like in South India, where you go to Bangalore to Mysore, that is one country. Okay. So Bangalore to Mysore is about 200 kilometers. Then you find one that is called Shanghai visa. So the countries are very small, the opportunities are very less. So there are some research companies like Sweden and other countries, which like Sandvik, okay, Finland, they are very good at Metso crushers and all those things. So opportunities are there. But why I'm telling you is instead of you going to a pond, better go to a ocean. So oceans are nothing but Australia, Canada, USA. These are the countries because you will have a lot of what you call is like what I can say is choice. So don't and see example German. First adult of a problem will you face will be the language. You see, there will be a big issue for the language. First, you have to learn your language. Already, you are going to a new country and you are going to face with the language problem. So, for my opinion, you better go to a country which already there is English. Yes, next. I'm a holder of second class restricted metal. Oh, there's some question. What is the software? Oh, it's going on fast. I can answer you all the questions. So there is no issue. Please, Mr. Sudarshan, take the questions because I find
yes,
75 questions. And
okay,
please, you will
fine.
collect whatever the important questions now. So can we still continue studying? Oh, how to contact a job in abroad. Okay. Okay. How to contact a job in abroad. See, I will share you some of the websites. Rio Tinto, it has its own website. BHP, it has its own website. Freeport McMurrow, it has its own website. And Kinross, it has, so majority of companies are having their own website where there is a career column and they keep on giving you the advertisement. So what I mean to say is now, if you wanted, you can go back to the website which I've shared you, like ACE, okay, CA Global Mining, and there are so many websites, seek.com. You can get yourself registered. And as for the qualification and your preference, which you are selected, you will get an alert email so that you can apply for a job. Example for me, if I'm having a 10 to 15 years of experience, I'm a mine manager, graduate mining, I'm interested in base metals. So anything with this position of mine manager with a base metal, I will be getting an alert and there is an opportunity for you. This is the way you get into your job. Next.
Yeah. Sir, one guy is asking that
Uh,
like when you compare our DGMS certificates and if you want to consider that experience in the offshore, will it be
hmm.
possible or how it is? How does it work?
See, some countries like Australia, they accept our certificate. Okay, South Africa, but South Africa getting a visa is a totally difficult task. They are giving priority to their country. So Zimbabwe, they also value our certificate. Only it is an additional feather on your cap when you say you have a first class certificate. And there are some countries which you can exchange your certificate, means you can get yourself exempted because by only filling a formality. Like if you have a license in India, and if you go to US showing your Indian license, they will provide you a license rather than taking a test. In the same way, this is the way what you're going to do. So if you have your first class Indian first class manager certificate, there are some countries which they accept and give you an, their country's exemption certificate as a first class.
For a person who is holding a diploma on second class certificate unrestricted, will it be there any chance for openings? Yeah, it's by
yes. See, there are some chances in small countries like Oman, Dubai. These are very small countries where it is also near, but some countries like Kyrgyzstan, okay, and Australia, and they don't consider to give an opportunity for diploma holders. So you have to only find an opportunity in a where like some countries like Saudi Arabia and all those things.
Yeah, I have 3.5 years of experience in mining that includes iron ore, soapstone, and coal. I have a second class restricted coal certificate. After 5 months, I'll be getting second class in metal as well. So he's having both. So what will you advise me, sir? Secondly, I had an opportunity in Zambia, but it was lost because of Zambia's immigration issue. So it's by Yugal time. Yeah.
See, Zambia is a very tricky country and lot of fakes there because they can manipulate the whole process. Like it is very challenging unless otherwise it's a very good company. And if you can share me all the details, then I can advise you, is it advised to go there or what? Because there are small Marwadi companies who try to board you by not giving you salary. It's all a very big task. So I advise you unless otherwise, because you got already a coal as well as metal.
Sorry?
It's very rare I see. Because if a person is like metal, he'll be metal if he's coal, but you got already, and now coal, there are a lot of opportunities.
He's not accepting the unmute request.
Sorry? Hello? Can you hear me, Sudarshan?
Yes,
Hello?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir, please.
So Adani and a lot of coal blocks like JSW, then JSW, MSPL, all are opening up in the coal, and betterly you, after a good service, I can advise he can go into a better position in India itself, like he can go till DGM and other things. Next, please.
Sir, a person called Vijay Reddy, he wanted to ask a direct question to you only. Yeah, Mr. Vijay Reddy. Yeah.
Yes, please.
So one guy called Pushkar, he asks, sir, we don't have enough exposure to learn softwares. So please guide in this matter. So you put a light on the things what we have discussed, sir, please.
Okay. So what I'm telling you is, you have to see, when I had an opportunity where I'm going to go and join Freeport McMurrow. So that time I had an opportunity of, and Jamcom Sarpak was there in Hyderabad. I took my initiative. So that is why I have requested Mind Magma to at least consider once in 6 months some classes which can be conducted in Bangalore, or it depends upon how the number of students are there, then we can organize these classes. So this part, institution should take very much interest and see that they can board, like how they are giving some other coaching class, they can also bring this. And we have also requested Jamcon company to say this should not be seen as a commercial way. It has to be like a marketing. So tomorrow a student who learns this Sarpak or whatever it is, then he can go join a company and ask him, sir, I know this software, can we buy this? So that way they have to look into, and not in a commercial way. So my friend, I request you have to contact, and now Mind Magma, I have requested Mr. Nayak and Sudarshan to see that how we can bring this, because this is an important tool nowadays which has come into, say, IoT, smart mining, and data science. You know, data science engineers have been appointed in abroad. We are so backward, you know. He is coming into, you have to all report whatever the reports are coming up, and he is trying to see that, he try to maneuver that and see how we can improve these things. And everything has become seamless. Everything is fixed with the GPS. So technology is so improved. So what I'm telling, always keep a tap of your information technology and digitalization. Next, please.
Yeah. Sir, one guy is asking that, sir, I have a experience in coal mines, and what will be the opportunities for, it's not question not clear. Sir, I think he meant was what will be the abroad opportunities for a mining engineer who work in a coal, who's having second
See,
class certification.
yes, there is very good. Now I have seen today morning, they wanted there is some coal mining opening in New Zealand also. So there, I think so there is no much restriction for coal and metal. So it doesn't mind. In Africa also, there is no much difference between coal and metal. Only in India, they have kept some restrictions. So it is don't mind if you're a coal or a metal, it only matters in India. Once you go and you want to try a job opportunity or you want to study, then you can go ahead. That's not an issue.
Yeah. Will you recommend any course in blasting technique to get a job
See,
in Canada?
See, I can recommend you. See, you have to understand drilling and blasting is one of the most important aspect in mining because only 25 to 30% of the energy is being used. If you are using 100 kg of explosive, only 30% is used as the energy which can used for our purpose for breaking rock. 70 to 75% is being wasted. It goes into what you call as waste of energy. It gives a lot of noise. It over breaks and all those things. So we are mining engineers are doing so much of research into how to use the maximum energy which is being produced by blasting. So blasting, drilling and blasting is very important. And now if you want, there is also some engineering college of Hyderabad is conducting from 28 some blasting online classes. If you want, I can share that. You can, but I don't say that once you complete, definitely you will get an opportunity in Canada. But it can be added a feather to your cap. That's what I can say. But it's very important. Drilling and blasting is very important in mining.
Yeah, sir. This is a special question by woman mining engineer called
Yes.
Bhavana. Yeah. Scope for female mining engineers in abroad and India, and what are the opportunities as of now? As I am gas testing certificate holder and first aid holder also. So please give advices on this.
See, one thing I can tell you, the difference, and I'm glad lately the the Indian government has removed the restriction of females not working in underground. Now it has been accepted. You can work. I see majority of females are working in abroad. I wanted to show you, and I had a slide, but which we deleted. One of my senior engineer, she was a female. So most of the planning, most of the digitalization, now you can see truck drivers, trucks have been driven by females in America, and I've been there with also. So you have a lot of opportunities and where you can bring a changes. I can say you 70% of the truck of bigger trucks used in US are being driven by females because the breakdown and the life of the trucks are being extended when it is being used. So you are welcome. There is a great opportunity for you, especially you please try to learn lot of information technology like planning. Mine planning is a great opportunity for you. Drilling and blasting, where majority of time you can spend in your office and gradually come to the field. So you are welcome to mining fraternity. There is a great opportunity for females in mining.
Yeah, sir, there are a lot more questions, and we are running up short of time. But what I can promise to all our registrants is that we will answer to all your questions, right? And we are gonna to mail to your email ID which you have registered through. Okay. Yeah.
And
So
last one request, if you are not convinced, if you have more doubts, then we can have one more 1 hour sessions and we'll get your questions first. Then we can keep another session also with their only questions what they were asked, because every move of this international assignment is very critical. So do not take a chance, because spending that much of money, 40 to 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs, 70 lakhs, and going out and searching for opportunities is not an easy task. You have to see that you have to be very keen, very particular, and you have to take a right decisions, right guidance, then move out. So it is not like in Indian companies where you go to Rajasthan, you want to decide after 3 months, you want to come back. Some are just, so I was advising some of my friends also who are my classmates, and now they are in Hindustan Zinc or some company. Please, you have to take a decision. Do you want to join open cast metal? Decide yourself. You want to join underground metal? Decide yourself. If you want to join underground coal, you decide yourself. But there are very rare cases where you can find both, as one of our second class who has opportunity of taking second class metal as well as coal. But that is all rare cases. Here, what happens is you are spending little more time to get all this certificate where you are abstracting yourself for your growth. Instead of, example, I'll tell you, you are taking your metal. After maybe one more year, you could have become an assistant manager, joined some company, and you would have become a mine manager rather than going to a coal and taking one more year and taking an exemption. So please decide yourself, see that you are in the right path. And if you got any clarification, bounce back to us. We are there to help you and guide you.
Thanks a lot, sir. Over to Sakshi, please.
It looks like we have covered all the questions. We have now reached the end of the event. On the behalf of Mind Magma and our presenter, I thank all the attendees for joining us today. I would also like to thank everyone who contributed to the event, and a special vote of thanks to our presenter for sharing his knowledge, and Mr. Sudarshan for working very professionally in registering all the participants in organizing such a fruitful event. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Thank you, and thank you very much, Mind Magma, Sudarshan, Shastri, Mr. Nayak, and all participants. I'm very happy to see such a strength, and definitely it is my social work to you all. And see, anything happens to India, I'm repeatedly telling, it's okay, but somewhere in abroad, if you all are stuck, it's a really great, what I can say, very unfortunate thing. So do not take chance, be very clear cut, take your move in the right direction, and always we are there to help you, and good luck. Thank you very much.